I smile after 1 week. I smile after 1 week. Who is our friend? Who is our friend? Didn't have surgery right away. Didn't have surgery right away. I am good. I am good. Is his stepson a naturalist? Is his stepson a naturalist? Are their neighbors a gynecologist? Are their neighbors a gynecologist? Last year we used ABC. Last year we used ABC. I can often do a hematologist. I can often do a hematologist. Don't they think yearly? Don't they think yearly? It will not be displayed soon. It will not be displayed soon. I will be graduating from university next year. I will be graduating from university next year. Some people prefer to live in the city, while others prefer to live in the countryside. Some people prefer to live in the city, while others prefer to live in the countryside. It has to climb. It has to climb. I need to do some shopping. I need to do some shopping. Self-confident. Self-confident. Not washing machine after 5 nights? Not washing machine after 5 nights? We have been waiting for the bus for half an hour. We have been waiting for the bus for half an hour. I was going to school. I was going to school. Can you cook? Can you cook? Can't we rule soon? Can't we rule soon? The situation is not open to interpretation. The situation is not open to interpretation. I will see a man who is your friend. I will see a man who is your friend. Looking forward. Looking forward. You can teach. You can teach. They should not be surrounded often. They should not be surrounded often. Raw pork. Raw pork. They'll be out soon. They'll be out soon. Wouldn't it be a weekly challenge? Wouldn't it be a weekly challenge? See 8 audio pictures. What are words and sounds? See 8 audio pictures. What are words and sounds? I get up early in the morning and have my breakfast too. I get up early in the morning and have my breakfast too. They subscribe to a magazine. They subscribe to a magazine. Would he apply? Would he apply? May not ask immediately. May not ask immediately. He was a factory worker 1 week ago. He was a factory worker 1 week ago. The equipment was very busy and it was very difficult to escape. The equipment was very busy and it was very difficult to escape. May not be shared every month. May not be shared every month. Was your daughter a sailor? Was your daughter a sailor? There was a lot of hidden complexity under the surface. There was a lot of hidden complexity under the surface. Give up. Give up. Added last year. Added last year. Shouldn't it be closer in 2 weeks? Shouldn't it be closer in 2 weeks? I'm not running. I'm not running. Will there ever be a curator? Will there ever be a curator? The sky was clear and blue on a beautiful summer day. The sky was clear and blue on a beautiful summer day. This is a kind of apple. This is a kind of apple. The management team was discussing the budget. The management team was discussing the budget. They were expelled. They were expelled. Shouldn't they answer? Shouldn't they answer? Do you have any allergies or past surgeries? Do you have any allergies or past surgeries? International organizations are important to global trade. International organizations are important to global trade. He couldn't have surgery a year ago. He couldn't have surgery a year ago. Should he deny it? Should he deny it? Can I add often? Can I add often? Should it be removed? Should it be removed? You will be connected. You will be connected. Can you give it to us? Can you give it to us? Why don't I show you how to do this properly? Why don't I show you how to do this properly? Add soon? Add soon? I won't want to go home. I won't want to go home. I have a pair of socks. I have a pair of socks. Do you climb? Do you climb? They baked cookies for a school fundraiser. They baked cookies for a school fundraiser. We will not swing at noon. We will not swing at noon. The decade of the 2000s was marked by major changes in technology. The decade of the 2000s was marked by major changes in technology. He'll cook dinner while I'm at work. He'll cook dinner while I'm at work. Don't you have to answer? Don't you have to answer? Not evaluated on a daily basis? Not evaluated on a daily basis? Cable of a monitor. Cable of a monitor. The English language has many interesting vocabulary. The English language has many interesting vocabulary. Can you be a nurse then? Can you be a nurse then? Was his stepfather a logger? Was his stepfather a logger? We can't finish the game until we have all the pieces. We can't finish the game until we have all the pieces. Your mother asked me to take care of you. Your mother asked me to take care of you. She is laughing. She is laughing. I have English speaking skills. I have English speaking skills. Mostly. Mostly. I have no idea. I have no idea. Do you know some good websites for learning a new language? Do you know some good websites for learning a new language? Shouldn't I be an investor then? Shouldn't I be an investor then? This typhoon is worse than last year's typhoon. This typhoon is worse than last year's typhoon. Should it disappear? Should it disappear? I have an incredible headache. I have an incredible headache. Can't it be renewed? Can't it be renewed? We can't be editors in the twilight. We can't be editors in the twilight. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time. Won't he be a scientist in 5 seconds? Won't he be a scientist in 5 seconds? The party was so much fun and we danced all night. The party was so much fun and we danced all night. Were my children governors? Were my children governors? Aren't we going to sing in 2 days? Aren't we going to sing in 2 days? Still no sign of the missing cat. Still no sign of the missing cat. You shouldn't be a professor soon. You shouldn't be a professor soon. Road map. Road map. Can't I wash it every day? Can't I wash it every day? Does he fly? Does he fly? He will invite me every day. He will invite me every day. Can we evaluate it annually? Can we evaluate it annually? I don't notice anything special about the event. I don't notice anything special about the event. Where we were. Where we were. I want to go for a run. I want to go for a run. Not everyone is cut out for this job. Not everyone is cut out for this job. He read a book before going to bed. He read a book before going to bed. He was a vegetarian for years before deciding to eat meat again. He was a vegetarian for years before deciding to eat meat again. Sam has fewer grapes than Isabel and Teresa. Sam has fewer grapes than Isabel and Teresa. His brothers are captains. His brothers are captains. He would become a manager one day. He would become a manager one day. You couldn't save 2 hours ago. You couldn't save 2 hours ago. When I was in the military, I was definitely in danger. When I was in the military, I was definitely in danger. I wasn't speaking at 3 a.m. before. I wasn't speaking at 3 a.m. before. Can they take care of it every day? Can they take care of it every day? When is the bar open? When is the bar open? I prefer your food. I prefer your food. Did he occasionally produce? Did he occasionally produce? They were making a snowman in a winter wonderland. They were making a snowman in a winter wonderland. But during the time we worked, it mostly did the front-end work. But during the time we worked, it mostly did the front-end work. Where are you from today? Where are you from today? Can he test earlier at 1 a.m.? Can he test earlier at 1 a.m.? Were they doctors of the year? Were they doctors of the year? His brother-in-law is a shop assistant. His brother-in-law is a shop assistant. How many chairs do you need? How many chairs do you need? Could not attend. Could not attend. I wasn't fit afterwards. I wasn't fit afterwards. Where can I get this? Where can I get this? Now do you want to talk to me about my sons? Now do you want to talk to me about my sons? He is not teaching now. He is not teaching now. Will there ever be a curator? Will there ever be a curator? How long have you been married? How long have you been married? Was her brother-in-law the janitor? Was her brother-in-law the janitor? Minister's meeting. Minister's meeting. Now you can become an inspector. Now you can become an inspector. Will you go to the school? Will you go to the school? Coral reefs. Coral reefs. Develop competence. Develop competence. Once a day. Once a day. I can be a travel agent at sunrise. I can be a travel agent at sunrise. He has been battling cancer for several years. He has been battling cancer for several years. I'm going to the playground. I'm going to the playground. Won't I be back? Won't I be back? We couldn't listen a century ago. We couldn't listen a century ago. Strengthen teams. Strengthen teams. We are ahead of schedule for this project. We are ahead of schedule for this project. Maybe we should do this. Maybe we should do this. We are not important every month. We are not important every month. How many children do you have? How many children do you have? Didn't we teach? Didn't we teach? Do you have to learn English? Do you have to learn English? Boiled green beans. Boiled green beans. I have a big project to finish by the end of the week. I have a big project to finish by the end of the week. Alchemist 1 month later. Alchemist 1 month later. Can it be successful? Can it be successful? Was my brother a physicist? Was my brother a physicist? I will not leave until I finish this mission. I will not leave until I finish this mission. You speak Spanish fluently. You speak Spanish fluently. They're throwing a party next weekend. They're throwing a party next weekend. You can view monthly. You can view monthly. There will be no hairdresser in 1 month. There will be no hairdresser in 1 month. Were there children librarians? Were there children librarians? I can start earlier. I can start earlier. Our relatives are concierges. Our relatives are concierges. Wasn't he in shape for 3 afternoons? Wasn't he in shape for 3 afternoons? Designer at sunset? Designer at sunset? I don't want to lose my magazines for many things. I don't want to lose my magazines for many things. Occasionally once. Occasionally once. I can't believe they're going to televise the trial. I can't believe they're going to televise the trial. I may not participate. I may not participate. Won't we be connecting? Won't we be connecting? Our half-brother is an artist. Our half-brother is an artist. Were you riding a rabbit? Were you riding a rabbit? I would not specify. I would not specify. Rarely have to score points. Rarely have to score points. 18 years old. 18 years old. Weren't we model 10? Weren't we model 10? I don't want to lose my love to look good. I don't want to lose my love to look good. He was in the kitchen preparing dinner for his family. He was in the kitchen preparing dinner for his family. These people are in the park. These people are in the park. Her mother-in-law is a minister. Her mother-in-law is a minister. I want you to be careful. I want you to be careful. Would he sing? Would he sing? Could you please get dressed and follow me to the discharge area? Could you please get dressed and follow me to the discharge area? They may not talk after 2 weeks. They may not talk after 2 weeks. Your daughter is a columnist. Your daughter is a columnist. Did not appear. Did not appear. They watched a movie on Netflix. They watched a movie on Netflix. Can we source? Can we source? He wasn't the chef every year. He wasn't the chef every year. They weren't a month ago. They weren't a month ago. I need scissors. I need scissors. His friend was a playwright. His friend was a playwright. It is possible to raise the position of the country. It is possible to raise the position of the country. You may notice after 2 months. You may notice after 2 months. Then he should request it at 4 a.m. Then he should request it at 4 a.m. Does he drink at sunset? Does he drink at sunset? A beautiful piece of jewelry. A beautiful piece of jewelry. Not a combine harvester at sunset. Not a combine harvester at sunset. Does it need to be expanded? Does it need to be expanded? Not sure if I'm in the mood for this. Not sure if I'm in the mood for this. Can you recommend good books to read? Can you recommend good books to read? I forgot my keys at home. I forgot my keys at home. You can't go on soon. You can't go on soon. Now both of my children are in college. Now both of my children are in college. She was sewing a new dress for her daughter. She was sewing a new dress for her daughter. Loses often. Loses often. Any wine left in the bottle? Any wine left in the bottle? Will it grow at noon? Will it grow at noon? They are producers. They are producers. I drink water when I'm thirsty. I drink water when I'm thirsty. If there is a chance of a storm, I will not go out. If there is a chance of a storm, I will not go out. Rarely finished? Rarely finished? Don't they borrow? Don't they borrow? Your children were researchers. Your children were researchers. He is an excellent writer and has published several books. He is an excellent writer and has published several books. Are you leaving school? Are you leaving school? Did you say noon? Did you say noon? Why are you going to school? Why are you going to school? They are no longer philosophers. They are no longer philosophers. We didn't sell. We didn't sell. I have been studying for 10 hours. I have been studying for 10 hours. We had already arranged our flight before we found out about the hurricane. We had already arranged our flight before we found out about the hurricane. Otherwise, I would never have known about this opportunity. Otherwise, I would never have known about this opportunity. I don't have butter. I don't have butter. Direct your anger towards the right person. Direct your anger towards the right person. Could this be the development we've been waiting for? Could this be the development we've been waiting for? Before we make a decision, let's gather more information. Before we make a decision, let's gather more information. Then it wouldn't go into 4 in the morning. Then it wouldn't go into 4 in the morning. He should not be a leading actor after midnight. He should not be a leading actor after midnight. Are we rarely worthy? Are we rarely worthy? I will be working for this company for 10 years by next year. I will be working for this company for 10 years by next year. Can she sing soon? Can she sing soon? Won't you be a gynecologist at sunrise? Won't you be a gynecologist at sunrise? Scissors John, do you have scissors? Scissors John, do you have scissors? Here you are. Here you are. Do they light up after a second? Do they light up after a second? He may not say thank you every day. He may not say thank you every day. We also accept mobile payments. We also accept mobile payments. Didn't we check? Didn't we check? It won't force after 5 months. It won't force after 5 months. You didn't tell us. You didn't tell us. Thanks for the update. Thanks for the update. Was his grandson a jeweler? Was his grandson a jeweler? 2 breakfast is served from 7 a.m. 2 breakfast is served from 7 a.m. He is capable of speaking multiple languages. He is capable of speaking multiple languages. Can I be a lieutenant this afternoon? Can I be a lieutenant this afternoon? Shouldn't he be a carpenter right away? Shouldn't he be a carpenter right away? Wouldn't you be chosen? Wouldn't you be chosen? Let me know if you want to hang out sometime. Let me know if you want to hang out sometime. Could you please try these slippers? Could you please try these slippers? There was no time. There was no time. Were you a night weightlifter? Were you a night weightlifter? Vandalism is a crime. Vandalism is a crime. Her mother-in-law was a pianist. Her mother-in-law was a pianist. To complain. To complain. Then you are warned. Then you are warned. I couldn't. I couldn't. Neighbors are teachers. Neighbors are teachers. We will present our proposal at the meeting. We will present our proposal at the meeting. Do not say. Do not say. I'm drawing an orange. I'm drawing an orange. I don't think he likes me very much. I don't think he likes me very much. Please stay here with me. Please stay here with me. My approximate salary is 1,000 lira. My approximate salary is 1,000 lira. This white phone is bigger than the blue phone. This white phone is bigger than the blue phone. Isn't he always a landscaper? Isn't he always a landscaper? I'll go tomorrow. I'll go tomorrow. This is a fascinating story. This is a fascinating story. Are your grandchildren barbers? Are your grandchildren barbers? If the weather doesn't freeze, I'll go out. If the weather doesn't freeze, I'll go out. I was studying when you came home. I was studying when you came home. Can you cut often? Can you cut often? After a week, he can't direct. After a week, he can't direct. Let me tell you a story. Let me tell you a story. was to meet, was to meet. He was your nephew's night watchman. He was your nephew's night watchman. They had lived in the same house for 20 years before they moved in. They had lived in the same house for 20 years before they moved in. Your mother was a postman. Your mother was a postman. Can't we support for one afternoon? Can't we support for one afternoon? I continue to sneeze. I continue to sneeze. We used ABC in the previous team last year. We used ABC in the previous team last year. Scholarship. Scholarship. It seems you left me no choice. It seems you left me no choice. Although it is difficult, we can do it. Although it is difficult, we can do it. Rarely analyzed. Rarely analyzed. Not wearing. Not wearing. Shouldn't they be sculptors after 4 evenings? Shouldn't they be sculptors after 4 evenings? Computer on the table. Computer on the table. Hello friends. Hello friends. The sunset over the ocean was beautiful. The sunset over the ocean was beautiful. 1 year later? 1 year later? Let me know when you're ready to start. Let me know when you're ready to start. Your wife is a geologist. Your wife is a geologist. Can you use it for 2 weeks? Can you use it for 2 weeks? I don't want to lose my machine for magazines. I don't want to lose my machine for magazines. She can't dance. She can't dance. Do you like fishing? Do you like fishing? Can they answer at sunset? Can they answer at sunset? I wouldn't be an artist at 3 o'clock after midnight. I wouldn't be an artist at 3 o'clock after midnight. I'd be back in 2 minutes. I'd be back in 2 minutes. Were his grandchildren ministers? Were his grandchildren ministers? When are you going to school? When are you going to school? I like to read before bed. I like to read before bed. Was my brother a physicist? Was my brother a physicist? I wasn't limited last year. I wasn't limited last year. Is her stepbrother a doctor? Is her stepbrother a doctor? I did not throw. I did not throw. Can't install at sunrise. Can't install at sunrise. Working with everyday English expressions to improve our English. Working with everyday English expressions to improve our English. But you need a social security number, we have to account for it. But you need a social security number, we have to account for it. Only important. Only important. What can I get for you today? What can I get for you today? It was the most important thing in the world to me. It was the most important thing in the world to me. I have been waiting for you in the garden of the school since morning. I have been waiting for you in the garden of the school since morning. Can you confess? Can you confess? I thought you'd be here by now. I thought you'd be here by now. They'll be rehearsing for 2 weeks when the concert starts. They'll be rehearsing for 2 weeks when the concert starts. He must be a frequent pilot. He must be a frequent pilot. Doesn't it help? Doesn't it help? Meanwhile, we'll start next Monday with the current dev. Meanwhile, we'll start next Monday with the current dev. He came to Turkey. He came to Turkey. May indicate annually. May indicate annually. Is my stepdad a therapist? Is my stepdad a therapist? I'll be back shortly to check on you. I'll be back shortly to check on you. Truths. Truths. Was my uncle a mechanic? Was my uncle a mechanic? Didn't he make a sound before? Didn't he make a sound before? He wrote a letter to his friend. He wrote a letter to his friend. You don't feel it after 1 week. You don't feel it after 1 week. Is it open? Is it open? Same kind of. Same kind of. Let me explain how to use this machine. Let me explain how to use this machine. Intensive care. Intensive care. Let me know. Let me know. I am watching TV. I am watching TV. Will he not rest immediately? Will he not rest immediately? Ministers' meeting. Ministers' meeting. I must let you know at dusk. I must let you know at dusk. Can't I be governor then? Can't I be governor then? Can't I be a filmmaker at sunset? Can't I be a filmmaker at sunset? After a month you are not a driver. After a month you are not a driver. It's 1:45. It's 1:45. Doesn't work after 3 a.m. Doesn't work after 3 a.m. We can't be editors in the twilight. We can't be editors in the twilight. Vaccine. Vaccine. Wouldn't he be a poet after one night? Wouldn't he be a poet after one night? Company management is responsible for this decision. Company management is responsible for this decision. You may not be able to focus at night. You may not be able to focus at night. Fill in the blanks with a word or phrase from the list. Fill in the blanks with a word or phrase from the list. I will dress. I will dress. We may not leave 10 years. We may not leave 10 years. Could not develop occasionally. Could not develop occasionally. You shouldn't be blogging at sunrise. You shouldn't be blogging at sunrise. Can we finish this project by the end of the week? Can we finish this project by the end of the week? Is your husband a hunter? Is your husband a hunter? Didn't they realize? Didn't they realize? We'll add it right away. We'll add it right away. I never understood this subject. I never understood this subject. He will start his new job next week. He will start his new job next week. Your half-sister's secretary. Your half-sister's secretary. Do they need to explode right away? Do they need to explode right away? I'm too lazy to walk all the way to the lake. I'm too lazy to walk all the way to the lake. Could not sleep. Could not sleep. It should run. It should run. I think you have a plan. I think you have a plan. Did he get a sheriff every month? Did he get a sheriff every month? Your mother-in-law is a travel agency. Your mother-in-law is a travel agency. They're throwing a party on Saturday. They're throwing a party on Saturday. I can't believe you're wearing a pink shirt. I can't believe you're wearing a pink shirt. We have to be virologists every week. We have to be virologists every week. Can't I deny? Can't I deny? It may not be cold after 4 weeks. It may not be cold after 4 weeks. I have a lot of money. I have a lot of money. Do they light up after a second? Do they light up after a second? I will be brave. I will be brave. Your grandmother was an inspector. Your grandmother was an inspector. Can he always finish? Can he always finish? Peanut butter. Peanut butter. Which meat do you like? Which meat do you like? Was my half-brother a dermatologist? Was my half-brother a dermatologist? They dance at the party. They dance at the party. I live in Istanbul. I live in Santa Fe. I live in Istanbul. I live in Santa Fe. Is there any pain or discomfort you would like to report? Is there any pain or discomfort you would like to report? The bottom of this bottle is dirty. The bottom of this bottle is dirty. The concert will start tonight at 2000. The concert will start tonight at 2000. We are aware of this. We are aware of this. My brother was a diver. My brother was a diver. Seldom can we row. Seldom can we row. Will I do it 4 centuries later? Will I do it 4 centuries later? I talk to my son every evening after school. I talk to my son every evening after school. I'm taking 2 weeks. I'm taking 2 weeks. Didn't he always translate? Didn't he always translate? Are their spouses anthropologists? Are their spouses anthropologists? Should not complain at noon. Should not complain at noon. Wouldn't they seldom take notes? Wouldn't they seldom take notes? Any wine left in the bottle? Any wine left in the bottle? Our senior team is very experienced. Our senior team is very experienced. John was asleep when I got home. John was asleep when I got home. We'll take a step. We'll take a step. If we should. If we should. How? How? Updates on team structure changes. Updates on team structure changes. Do they have to craft weekly? Do they have to craft weekly? I will not leave until I finish this mission. I will not leave until I finish this mission. I'm going to the playground. I'm going to the playground. Truths. Truths. There is not enough evidence to support the claim. There is not enough evidence to support the claim. She can dance every day. She can dance every day. Normally immovable. Normally immovable. Should you never be an electrician? Should you never be an electrician? My friend anesthetist. My friend anesthetist. Weren't you the rule? Weren't you the rule? 5 p.m. cannot judge. 5 p.m. cannot judge. In the afternoon they will have a picnic in the park. In the afternoon they will have a picnic in the park. Read the article once. Do you or your partner do any of the things in this article when the article suggests? Read the article once. Do you or your partner do any of the things in this article when the article suggests? He was laid off at 4 p.m. He was laid off at 4 p.m. He should not drive after drinking alcohol. He should not drive after drinking alcohol. Was your aunt a cleaner? Was your aunt a cleaner? I will build a bridge. I will build a bridge. Could he be a warrior next year? Could he be a warrior next year? Can you be a pharmacist at dusk? Can you be a pharmacist at dusk? It could be poison. It could be poison. Was her daughter a songwriter? Was her daughter a songwriter? We don't burn. We don't burn. The museum is open until late on Fridays. The museum is open until late on Fridays. They cut the cake into 3 parts. They cut the cake into 3 parts. After 5 minutes they would grow. After 5 minutes they would grow. Where are we meeting? Where are we meeting? I'm having a great time with my friends and family. I'm having a great time with my friends and family. Despite the rain, we decided to go for a walk. Despite the rain, we decided to go for a walk. Can't I usually be a foreman? Can't I usually be a foreman? Didn't they say 3 in the morning before? Didn't they say 3 in the morning before? I wouldn't come back. I wouldn't come back. I also think we should consider this alternative. I also think we should consider this alternative. Can't they close after 2 days? Can't they close after 2 days? Not every year. Not every year. I won't buy the phone until I compare the prices. I won't buy the phone until I compare the prices. Was the rain quiet? Was the rain quiet? Sometimes he didn't understand. Sometimes he didn't understand. Doesn't he normally step? Doesn't he normally step? Will not ignore. Will not ignore. I will use technology to improve my English. I will use technology to improve my English. They couldn't win. They couldn't win. Have you been to this country before? Have you been to this country before? Let me open the door for you. Let me open the door for you. Do you have to include? Do you have to include? Were your relatives designers? Were your relatives designers? My aunt was a urologist. My aunt was a urologist. Can then connect at 5 a.m. Can then connect at 5 a.m. Was our aunt a drummer? Was our aunt a drummer? I have some ideas for our next project. I have some ideas for our next project. You stay here with me. You stay here with me. Let me know if you want me to pick you up. Let me know if you want me to pick you up. Shouldn't it be borrowed? Shouldn't it be borrowed? Should it normally type? Should it normally type? Were his brothers cops? Were his brothers cops? Avoid big changes. Avoid big changes. Won't I be a sportscaster sometimes? Won't I be a sportscaster sometimes? We have been waiting for the bus for half an hour. We have been waiting for the bus for half an hour. And we tried everything and nothing worked. And we tried everything and nothing worked. I never believe. I never believe. I have to buy a new shirt. I have to buy a new shirt. Doesn't he need to fix it? Doesn't he need to fix it? Isn't it Commander 4 later in the morning? Isn't it Commander 4 later in the morning? Can he judge 4 days in advance? Can he judge 4 days in advance? Not stored monthly. Not stored monthly. One of the warriors. One of the warriors. I have a stick son. I have a stick son. Is my spouse an auditor? Is my spouse an auditor? I'm not sure if I'm the right person for this job. I'm not sure if I'm the right person for this job. Can't we prove it at sunrise? Can't we prove it at sunrise? The environment is very important to our survival. The environment is very important to our survival. Couldn't they have denied it 4 weeks ago? Couldn't they have denied it 4 weeks ago? Can't you draw? Can't you draw? Can I predict 3 weeks ahead? Can I predict 3 weeks ahead? She was cleaning the kitchen while she was washing the dishes. She was cleaning the kitchen while she was washing the dishes. I can't believe it's real. I can't believe it's real. We won't know the truth until we investigate. We won't know the truth until we investigate. After the storm passed, we were able to detect the damage. After the storm passed, we were able to detect the damage. We will travel to France next week. We will travel to France next week. Can you repeat the last sentence, please? Can you repeat the last sentence, please? Can he sign then? Can he sign then? I will create an account on this website. I will create an account on this website. We visited our grandparents many times. We visited our grandparents many times. Don't we travel? Don't we travel? I'm not sure if I'm the best person for you. I'm not sure if I'm the best person for you. Do you like going to the beach? Do you like going to the beach? Caretaker of grandchildren. Caretaker of grandchildren. I was chewing on my pencil while I was thinking. I was chewing on my pencil while I was thinking. Should invite. Should invite. Are you comfortable? Are you comfortable? Do they usually push? Do they usually push? Is that sign? Is that sign? Are you firing me? I'm not firing you. I'm sending you home. Are you firing me? I'm not firing you. I'm sending you home. Is my grandfather a guard? Is my grandfather a guard? Turn right at the next corner. Turn right at the next corner. After the cream. After the cream. I'm here because I'm hungry and tired. I'm here because I'm hungry and tired. He took a nap in the afternoon. He took a nap in the afternoon. The coach helped the team prepare for the big game. The coach helped the team prepare for the big game. Sometimes they won't sign. Sometimes they won't sign. Should the musician be 2 weeks? Should the musician be 2 weeks? I'm from London. I'm from London. I found my keys. I found my keys. I can start earlier. I can start earlier.